So welcome back to Your Cosmic Relationships, the False Light Program 3B. This is Recognizing and Clearing False Light Constructs. So this is Program 3B. This is both a review of Programs 1 through 3, as well as going further into tips for clearing. The reason for the review is actually because the false light doesn't want you to hear this. It doesn't want you to understand this. It doesn't want any of this to make sense. Matter of fact, it probably, depending on where you're at in your awareness process, may be actively working to make sure you don't understand this and you can't get this. For some people, it puts them to sleep. They feel tired. They feel sleepy. They'll actually fall asleep during the program very quickly. All kinds of really bizarre things can happen when you have internal manipulators that are kind of reorganizing and reorientating your reality on a dynamic basis. As we go through the program, we're going to be stripping more and more and more of that out, so it's more difficult for them to do that. But in the meantime, reviewing things and kind of going back to it, even rewatching the video multiple times until you can get it, will make a huge difference for most people. If you've gone through and you get to the end of one of these videos and you're like, yeah, I don't know exactly what he was talking about, give yourself a break and then rewatch it again another day. And each time you'll hear more and more and more and more. It's quite amazing because it's all this, I call it energy fog, that actually literally puts a screen between your capacity to process information and the information itself. Like it never gets into your brain. It kind of gets lost in this cloud of Never Never Land. There's systems and constructs that do that have been installed or propagated through most of the civilization. And we're learning how to remove that, or have learned how to remove a lot of that. But it's a process. So the more often you allow yourself to be exposed to it, the easier this is, the more aware you become of what's really going on here. So let's look at a review of what we've looked at in programs 1 and 2 so far. So qualities of false light. The one is that I call it false right because they stand in this energy of they have the right answer. That like they know exactly how life is supposed to be, how to be effective in life, and the big picture of how everything works. And they stand in that point of view, and they want you to step into that as well. So it's actually like a false right point of view, but they pretend it's the right point of view. And again, it's that good, bad, right, wrong paradigm that they want you to buy into, that they know that they have the right way, and if you just kind of align with that, you'll be good. If you don't, you're going to go to hell, or bad things are going to happen. But the truth is, just by engaging their paradigm, bad things start to happen in your reality. And you've probably learned that already. Mind, it's a very mental construct, both in the religion and in the false light paradigms. And it's this belief-based system that wants you to download this way of being, this way of living, this way of thinking, and step into that. It actually rewires your brain. It literally compartmentalizes and restructures your brain and puts you into a synthetic thought paradigm where you're actually stepping into a reality that's not true. It's not the authentic, natural paradigm that's here. It's this synthetic paradigm where when you live in that, you're living in a different reality than the real one. The rules are different, you don't control them, and you have very little say in the process. And that's what causes a lot of the side effects. What's fascinating about it is the more I kind of dug into the energy of it, is false light actually comes from this isolated race that found the answer. Like at some point in the history of all that is, they explored and researched and found the answer. They figured out how to make it all work. And so what they did was they isolated themselves off in this very remote distance location, and they're no longer connected to all that is. They're protected. It's kind of like China did with the Great Wall. They had all this brilliant stuff, and so they separated themselves. It's that concept. They're isolated because they felt they had such superior wisdom that they disconnected from the infinite to protect that wisdom. And false light connected to them and is kind of like using them as a mouthpiece or as a they're propagating their viewpoint. And basically this group very strongly knows that they have the right viewpoint. And at some point in time they may have, but they're not in touch with the world has changed. Everything has changed in the universe and it has moved on and become more complex. They're still stuck in this older version. And so they're trying to sell you this construct of how to be and how to live that may have been the right answer, and they totally believe it's the right answer. But what you'll find, it's not this reality. And the more you engage that, it takes you out of your authentic reality and into this synthetic reality and takes you into an isolated place. So it actually causes you to become more isolated from everybody else on the planet. You feel this sense of isolation because that whole body of knowledge is isolated. They also come from this place of superiority. They stand in the illusion of having the superior point of view. And all of false light has that construct about them. What's interesting about it is they're actually the opposite of that. They're an inversion of superior. They're actually extraordinarily inferior, but they stand in the illusion of, because they've been inverted, they stand in the illusion of being superior. So when you engage them, you feel this like, we are your gods, we are superior to you. But actually, they need you desperately, and they need you to connect to them frequently. They need people to channel their message and to keep reconnecting to and reinstalling and going deeper into that message. When you tap into them before you connect to them, they actually feel more of a lower vibration. When they connect to you, all of a sudden there's that sense of superior. So what if you're not actually feeling they're superior, you're feeling them feeling you're superior? Is that a mind? So what is all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps, covert, unseen, unacknowledged, undisclosed energies and frequencies, and all the unknowable, unspeakable, unseeable, untouchable energies around this? And let's put all that stuff out front. So all those energies out front, distance yourself from them, encapsulate everything from down below, in the pile, back behind, up above, way out front, from the left, from the right, inside, outside, everything remaining all in the pile, encapsulate it all. And can we shrink all that down to less than nothing? Yeah, choose that. Vaporize, say goodbye, vaporize, say goodbye. So we're separating ourselves from it. We're taking those energies out of us. We're distancing ourselves from it. So we're no longer recognizing ourselves as those energies. This is the clearing paradigm, or the clearing philosophy. And then we're choosing to let go of that. And if you find that you kind of have difficulty letting go of that, it could be not you, the infinite being, who's actually fairly commonly, easily lets go of things, that your body may have difficulty letting go of some of those frequencies. Not that it wants to hang on to them, but it thinks it needs to. So when you put that out, if you find difficulty in letting go of things, or like things keep coming back, or it feels kind of like it's not really clearing, it could be that your body's not letting go. So when you put stuff out, just tell your body, we don't need that anymore, let go of it. And get your body involved. It's the reason I'm using my hands, and I suggest you physically do that. Get your body involved so your body recognizes, okay, this is how I let go of things. And the more your body gets used to that, your body will step into its natural system of letting go. But just, that's the philosophy there. So feel the lightness of this truth. How much are you feeling their feeling of superior? And how much, when you engage false light, are you feeling their feeling of you being superior? You feel that? It's kind of like a mind fuck because there's this inversion going on. But they actually recognize you as being superior, but they're in an inverted paradigm, so everything they say is kind of backwards, opposite. They can play that backwards game and do it quite effectively. But actually, and it's part of all the mind fuck here. And where I take people into Be Your Brilliance program is like, what if you are actually far superior to all these energies and they've just tricked you into that you are not? And how can you step back into the truth of the magnitude of who you be as an infinite being? That's where I like to take people. So, but looking more at the false light, ways to get out of the things that take you from being from you, is righteousness. They stand in this energy of they know the one right way that you should live, and they have the sense of it's morally right, like it's there's undeniably right, and they can justify it. They have these paradigms and rules to justify it. So that's another energy of it. As a whole, the false light is a belief system. So it's this pattern of thinking that causes you to, the more you install their points of view, it actually restructures your brain, and you actually start to think in this limited way. So there's actually a physical construct that occurs in your head. It's also a missionary energy. It needs you to spread the word. It's like old time religions, new age religion. They all need you to keep spreading the gospel, to talking about it and getting everybody else to believe into it. There's this, that's their energy. Like they need you to do that. So if you feel that, that's another indicator of false light. They also, their objective is for you to detach from your body and your inner wisdom. So rather than following what feels good to you or what feels right to you, that you're buying into their belief system and you're following their rules and their paradigms and their structures. So again, as we said in the last video, their objective is to take you out of being authentic and instead being in this patterned way of being. False light also is really good at setting up this belief system and talking about it in such a way that it trances you in concepts. It trances you into this synthetic reality. So as I talk about connecting to the one of all that is and reconnecting to love and to peace and to joy and to the glorious expression beyond, like I can trance you into this synthetic way of being that goes outside of this reality. Like you don't generally look around and find love and peace and oneness, and like that's not the game played here. The game played here is exploring individuality and how can we like work all this together. That's, if you want to play that other game of love and peace and harmony and ultimate joy and bliss and ecstasy all the time, like that's a synthetic reality that's outside of the construct of this reality, and they're all too happy to have you there, because once you get there, you're in their literal reality and you're not in this reality anymore, and you become powerless in their reality because it follows their rules, not the authentic rules of this planet and what's really going on here. So there is this trancing effect that occurs in that belief system. As you hear their concepts, it's very alluring and it just takes you in deeper and deeper and deeper. And it invites you to replace your authentic infinite being, the truth of who you be as a cosmic masterful being, with something that they call your higher self, which happens to, or your divine self, or your enlightened inner guide, which actually causes you to invite in another entity who is a false light entity who becomes your guide, God, higher being to follow. And it's again part of that paradigm of you stepping out of you and what you believe and what you think into what somebody else believes and thinks, which takes you into a synthetic reality and which causes you to want to focus again into this polarity. As you get into the false light, They keep wanting you to focus only on love and light and the beauty and the joy and see the radiance in everybody. And don't look at the darkness. Whatever you do, don't look at the darkness, because this is where we really live, and we don't want you to see who we are and how we actually mess with you. So one way to get out and recognizing is to look at the dark, and you go, ooh, yuck, okay. As you start to see it, you start to see the truth of what's really going on with the false light. And again, that's the reason I call it false light. So the net effect of all of this is pulling you out of your natural balance, your natural flow, and causing the dark side, the causing you to take on more of the dark side that is interacting with you. They actually move into your body, and it becomes more amplified in your life. It actually causes you to become more of a dark being. And if you look at people who've become highly polarized, they try to be really light and try to be really good, but when you watch them judge and you watch them express themselves, it's like, ooh, not so light. Because you do start taking on that polarity, which does start causing that flipping back and forth, the bipolar thing. So as you reject the dark, you disconnect from your awareness of it, and it leaves more room for them to waltz into your reality and start taking over or just messing with you in general. So again, as you ignore the light, or as you look at only the light and ignore the dark, you're opening up to the dark energies, and you're basically giving unimpeded access to your body because you're not monitoring it, you're not tracking it anymore. And they literally will move in and set up shop in your body, and you start to hear more voices in your body. So that is kind of the core behind that. The spiritual constructs of false light. There are these constructs that they begin to install in your system. And the first one, and the one that you hear the most about, is called the Chakra System. And this took me a bit to untangle, but I never totally bought into it. Part of it for me, I was like, the colors look backwards. It doesn't look right. I don't know, but that was just me. But it's like, so Truth, how much does the chakra, no, let's first, what's everything that's been brought up from what we've talked about so far? And what is all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps, covert, unseen, unacknowledged, undisclosed energies and frequencies about all this? Let me put all that up front. Yeah, I choose that. And encapsulate all, everything down below, boop, and back behind, up above, from the left, from the right, inside, outside, everything remaining, all in the pile, encapsulate all, and shrink down to less than nothing. Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Resend, vocal, can't reclaim, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. So if we go through this and you find yourself blurring out or having difficulty hearing what I'm saying, just go back and listen to the earlier episodes. And the more you listen to it, you'll hear more layers of information. The constructs that we keep clearing are the things that actually literally prevent you from being able to think about or perceive this information. Like the process is that blunt and deliberate. Like, it doesn't want you to think about how to get out of it. It wants you to be so tangled in it that there's just no way you can get out of it. And that's what they believe is going to happen. They don't know that we can come through and clear things, which we're going to do. So chakra system. So Truth, how much does the New Age chakra system function to your advantage? See which is later. And how much does the New Age chakra system engage synthetic controls to stop you? Ooh, boy. Yeah. So another question, which is later. How much does the chakra system designed to empower you and your body? And how much is the chakra system an overlay to drain your natural power centers? Yeah, and all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps, covert, unseen, unacknowledged, undisclosed energies, unknowable, unspeakable, unseeable, untouchable, undetectable energies, and everything this brings up. Can we put that in a pile? Yeah. All in a pile, encapsulate all that, everything down below, back behind, up above, way up front, left, from the right, everything from the inside, out, and encapsulate all so it can't escape? And can we shrink all that down to less than nothing by just making it half its, just keep making it half size, half size, half size, half size, half. So, and vaporize this big ball of flame. Oh, I still love that. So the big lie about the chakra system is that you must bring it in or activate your spiritual system. But what if that's actually an overlay or a construct that you're actually bringing in, and you're actually kind of layering something over your physical body to create a control system in your body? Yeah. So the action to get out of this is to just keep looking for all the implanted constructs, the systems, the overlays that they invited you to bring in, and recognize that they're not there to help you. They're there to help bind you to that system, to take you and anchor you more into that synthetic reality. I've had some clients where just taking out the chakra system all of a sudden took them out of the bipolar stuff. Like it was that solid in their reality by this overlay. So we don't have the time to do that in this program, but that's what you want to do, is just keep focusing on what are those constructs and how can I remove them. So the second one that I notice a lot, which I kind of resisted, was this pineal gland activation and pineal gland meditation. And it's like, truth, how much do these connect you to your authentic self, and how much do they connect you to a synthetic control system? Whew. Oh, feel that. So many of these pineal meditations are actually designed to have you channel your power outside of yourself and invite these other beings to come into your body and actually install themselves right here. So the big lie is that you need to go outside of yourself to get some frequency or some aspect of you that you don't possess, and that you have to bring it in and you have to install it or focus on it or meditate on it or activate it. What if the truth is you already have everything you require in order to be the infinite self? I feel the stuff I took in. To be the infinite self, and it's just getting rid of the crap that you've picked up from the overlays of this reality that allow you to be more of you. What if it's just about letting go of stuff, not actually bringing more crap in? What if there's nothing to learn, nothing to get, nothing to install? It's just letting go of the garbage that's in your reality and in your body that's not actually authentically you. So what is all the unknowable, unspeakable, unseeable, untouchable, undetectable, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation cloaking around all this? Wernicke's commands, booby traps, covert, unseen, unacknowledged, undisclosed energies and frequencies around all this? Wow. And everything that all this is and everything that all this brought up, can we put all that in the pile? Yeah, I choose that. All in the pile, encapsulate everything from down below, in the pile, back behind, in the pile, up above, way out front, from the left, from the right, inside, outside, everything remaining, all in the pile, anything, all in the pile, encapsulate it all, take a step back from it, separate from it, and can we shrink that pile down to less than nothing? I choose that. Boo! Half size, half size, half. Vaporize. Yeah. Okay. So pineal gland, higher self focus. I talked about this before, but higher self focus, higher self meditations. So truth, how much do these connect you to your authentic self? How much do these connect you to a synthetic control system? And how much have you surrendered to control, to being controlled by some external higher self? Wow. Yeah. Okay. Everything that all that is, can we put all that in the pile? Yeah, I choose that. And encapsulate all. Everything down below, and back behind, up above, from the left, from the right, inside, outside everything remaining, all in the pile, encapsulate all, and shrink down to less than nothing. Yeah, choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Resend, vocal, can't reclaim, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. And if you've really bought into that, that's a hard one, because it's like you've so turned over your higher self, your will and your choice, that you have to take it in little steps. But you keep choosing to let go of that higher self part of you that's now part of you, which never was part of you. And just keep distancing that and feeling, connecting to your body. And we'll talk more about how to clear this stuff, and connecting to your authentic body. How do you feel? What do you desire to do? And if you're in a space where you're numb because you can't feel that, just keep moving forward in all this stuff. You'll get out of it. It's not natural to stay in it, so you won't stay in there. Just keep choosing to get out of it with as much choice as you have access to. Keep choosing over and over and over again. I choose to get out of this. I choose to separate from this. I choose to let go of this. And you'll step out of this and let go of this. So the whole higher self thing is, the big lie is that the higher self is something outside of you that you have to bring in. The truth is that your infinite being, which is what I call it, your authentic expression of you, it's the infinite part of yourself that goes beyond this game that we're playing here on this planet. It's like that infinite being, you're always connected to it. You can't not be connected to it. You are that part of you, and there's nothing to bring in. It's just letting go of the crap that prevents you from seeing your connection to it. So again, the action for getting out of this is destroying and uncreating any of the higher self constructs, agreements, and banishing all the light beings and any authorities that you've invited to take over your life, your living, your reality. Kick them out. Keep kicking them out over and over again. Keep revoking any of the contracts you have with those. And there's layers and there's tangles. And if I'm in a group, or private, I can clear them with you. But as a big group here, it's too complicated recording. But that's the process. Just keep clearing all those agreements and kicking those energies out of your body. It's your sovereign territory. They don't belong there. Get them out. So that's the higher self part. The next one is the abundance and law of attraction practices. The movie The Secret. If you ever saw that. Okay. I first saw that. I'm like, wow, yeah. And then somewhere along the line, I'm like, wait a minute. What is this? Like, there was something weird about it, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it until later. So how much are these abundance, law of attraction practices, how much are these concepts designed to benefit you, and how much are they designed to limit and distract you? Feel that? Yeah. There's a lot of what Gary Douglas talks about, the truth attached to a lie. It's like they give you these partial truths, and then they give you a lie, and by connecting those together, you get snagged by the lie. You buy the truth, but the lie is attached to it, and it kind of takes you into this dysfunctional place and puts you, for most people who bought into the whole abundance paradigm, they're waiting for and hoping for some power outside of them to bring them something with no action on their part. It's like, oh, I just stand in the point of view that I am one with this information, or I'm one with this abundance, and this abundance will come to me. Well, there is some truth in that. If you don't believe that you're worthy of receiving, you're not necessarily going to get as much or have access to as much things as if you did believe that you were worthy. But they attach to you this concept of just staying open to it, it's going to somehow magically drift and magnetize itself in your reality. While there is a slight magnetic creation element there, if you're not doing anything and getting yourself out there and taking action, nothing's going to happen. And so there's this, the lie part here is they keep causing you to just imagine it and think about it, but not actually take action. They just expect you to sit around and wait for it to manifest in your reality. The actual authentic law of attraction practices are actually very simple, and they're very natural, and it's like the mindset component, but there's a physical action component required. And that's the part that they kind of gloss over or leave out, that you actually have to do something here, because this is a physical reality and it's designed for you to do as well as be. If you're just being and you're not doing, you're out of balance, and so you're waiting for some higher power to bring you something. Have fun with that. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm saying if you enjoy that, play with it. But if you're snagged by it, let's clear that. So what is everything this brought up? And what is all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps, covert, unseen, unacknowledged, undisclosed energies and frequencies around all this? Wow. We put all these energies in that pile, including the ones that are upset and irritated right now. And encapsulate all, and everything down below, everything back behind, everything up above, and from the left, from the right, way out front in the pile, everything inside, outside, everything remaining, all in the pile. Encapsulate all, encapsulate all. And can we shrink all that down to less than nothing? Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, vaporize, vaporize. Cool. And the fifth category is engaging ascended masters, angels, gods, or anything supposedly more evolved or aware or adept or capable than you are. Okay? So feel the lightness of these. Truth, how much are ascended masters or angels capable of accessing or... No, let me rephrase that. What is everything that ascended masters or angels are capable of accessing or accomplishing? And just perceive the energy of that. And truth, how much are you, the infinite being, capable of accessing or accomplishing? And which is more? Yeah. And so what is all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps, covert, unseen, unacknowledged, undisclosed energies and frequencies around all this? We put all that in the pile. Yep. And encapsulate all that, everything down below, back behind, up above, from way out front, from the left, from the right, inside, outside, encapsulate all. Whew. Wow. And can we shrink all that stuff down to less than nothing? I choose that. Boo! Half size, half size, half. Less than nothing. And vaporize. So feel the energy of this. So how big of a point of view do ascended masters and angels have? Perceive the magnitude or volume of that. And how big a point of view do you, the infinite being, have? Well, if you're clear enough, you can grab that. And if you're not getting much on this, don't worry about it. Like, at some point, you'll listen to these recordings and you'll get it. So just keep listening. You'll get this. And so truth, how much are ascended masters or angels intending to authentically empower you? And truth, how much are ascended masters or angels intending to limit or place controls on you? And everything, all that is, can we put all that in the pile? Yep, I choose that. And encapsulate all, encapsulate all. Whew. And so one of the things that I had found is that there are a lot of energies that are part of this game, this hierarchy of the false light. And they're all players, all trying to get little nibbles of power to survive, or little nibbles of energy to survive. And we're the source of their energy. If you don't feed them, they are not interested in your reality. If you don't give them what they require, they don't hang around in your reality because you're not feeding them, and they need an ongoing source of energy. And if you're not honoring them, if you're not validating them, if you're not connecting to them, they will over time disappear from your reality. But the more you can perceive them, and you can also just kick them out. And that's the energy of this clearing that I've done. And I don't have the time to explain it here. I do have the capacity, don't have the time. But what are all, if you want to clear energies that are in your reality, try this one. So what are all the entities, demonics, creatures, coalition aliens, reptilians, parasitics, beings, doings, gods, and other non-contributive energy frequencies? Ooh, wow. And so those are the energies. And I'm going to freeze tap down, freeze tap down, freeze tap down, freeze tap down, engage them to freeze, and I'm going to tie them up and down, tie them up and down, tie them up and down, tie them up and down so they don't run away because they like to squirm away. Pre-tag, pre-encapsulate all. Where were we, the infinite being or the infinite beings, at their creation, assembly, modification, gilding, sourcing? What if we were here before they were as infinite beings? And we can go back to when they first came into this reality, track them, pre-tag them, pre-label them, so that when we see them in our physical reality or we engage them, we see a tag that we know when they came in. Pre-tag, pre-encapsulate all, freeze tap down, trace scan. And can we banish all these energies from all your planets, dimensions, realities, parallels, virtual reality worlds? Yeah, I choose that. All you have to do is agree with it or not. You can always bring them back. If you let go of them and you feel lonely, you can bring them back. So you can. It's your choice. And so if you want to let them go, do you choose to let them go? I choose that. Prime Creator, Inalienable Prime Creator, banish all these energies from all dimensions, realities, planets, parallels, universes, synthetic realities. Do this now. Bash, anchors, bash, anchors, bash, anchors. Resend, revoke. You can't reclaim, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, null void, null void. Sovereign being, sovereign body, sovereign planet, free will universe. Bash, anchors, bash, anchors, bash, anchors, bash, anchors, bash, anchors. Sovereign being, somebody, phrase, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize. No void. Let them go. Let them go. Let them go. Let them go. Body, let these go. Let these go. These, you don't need these anymore. You don't need these. Let them go. 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 They're not yours. They don't belong to you. Let them go. Let them go. Let them go. Let them go. Wow. Feel quieter? More calm? If you don't have peace in your reality, it's because you probably have other things in there living with you. You want to just keep getting rid of those. That's what I do. You can do whatever you want to do. That's what I've been doing. The big lie here is that other masters have more power or awareness than you do. And what if the truth is that you actually have an infinite amount of awareness, an infinite amount of access to capacities and powers, but you've been told you don't, and you've been programmed, and you've been manipulated for, your entire life. And everybody around you believes the same smallness, lives the same smallness. And so everybody's living this lie and not actually being the infinite being that they authentically are. And so you're not aware that you have these powers and these capacities. And that's what Be Your Brilliance, the group that I work with, does, is keeps reminding you, keeps reconnecting you, and keeps giving you the tools that you can actually become more aware and more connected to the truth of who you be as an infinite being, not the lies that false light and these other overlays put on you of how small and limited you are. Because what if you are not? That's why they're interested in you, because you have power and they know you do. So that's overview of the common elements of false light, the common constructs. In general, I'm going to talk about extricating, and again, I don't have the time or capacity. We need to do a live program, and I will do a live program to do more interactive stuff with you. Or if you want a private session, we can do private sessions. But the biggest concept here is you can clear this yourself. It just takes time. It's recognizing the synthetic nature of false light. As you recognize it's not real, it's not true, it's not natural, you begin to step out of it naturally. So the more you connect to the naturalness of you and of your desires and of your just having fun, connecting more to your body. This stuff, all the false light takes you out of your body. the more you connect to your body and start to reference your body and get information from your body, the more you'll find that the false light can't survive, because those are all mental constructs. So getting rid of that system just by recognizing it, just not choosing that, is the biggest one that I have. Number 2, detaching from synthetic false light frequencies. You can just ask, what are all the false light frequencies I have around relationships? Or what are all the false light frequencies that I have around my higher self, or my infinite, my expanded self, or what? You can check any topic. And so just what are all the false light energies that you have around higher self, around your expanded self, around your more masterful expression of yourself, around your infinite being? And all those energies, can we put those all in the pile? Yeah. And you're just separating from them. Put it in the pile, encapsulate all that. Everything down below, back behind, up above, way out front, from the left, from the right, encapsulate. Everything from inside, outside, everything remaining, all in the pile, encapsulate all, and take a step back from it. Separate yourself from that, and can we shrink all that stuff down to less than nothing? Yeah, I choose that. Boo! Vaporize, 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 and resend, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce. Just trying to create, make, null, void, null, void, null, void, null, void, null, void, null, void, null, void. You always want to intend to null void those agreements. They're null and void, 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 null and void, null and void, null and void. You feel that? It just creates more space. Just keep looking for that stuff and intend to keep detaching from it. So the takeaway from item number 2, detaching from synthetic frequencies, is that there are biotic frequencies. There are natural, biotic means of life and of living things. It's nature. Think of nature. If you need to compare what is real and what's not real, just go out in nature and spend time in a forest somewhere. And that will give you a sense of truth about what is really reality. And just let go of anything that is not nature, that is not what I call biotic, or of life, of nature. And destroy and create all those, because they're all these realities and constructs and fantasy worlds and realms that are synthetic creations. So what are all the synthetic fantasy worlds, synthetic creations, synthetic constructs that you've bought into or taken on around false light, or around false right? And everything, all that is, can we put that in the pile? Yeah, I choose that. And encapsulate all that, and everything from down below, and back behind, up above, way out front, from the left, from the right, inside, outside, everything remaining, encapsulate all that. Encapsulate all that. And can we shrink all that down to less than nothing? Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, vaporize, vaporize. Just keep exerting your will to keep intending to clear. And even if your will is only that much right now, the more you keep intending, you'll keep getting more and more and more and more will, and your clearings will get bigger and faster and bigger and faster. So it starts out slow, but if you keep going, you'll do it. You'll get it. Yeah. This stuff is tangly. It's not powerful. It's just a big ass mind fuck, which is why number 3 is monitoring your thinking. You want to look for areas of your life where you go into polarity on things, where you find yourself struggling with justifying things as being, this is the right way, no, that's the right way, this is the wrong way, this is the right way, no, this is the right way, this is the wrong way. And I call it ping pong. Like, you just keep going back from the good to the bad, to the good to the bad, to the right to the wrong. It's back and forth, and it's designed just to tangle you. That's it. It's just polarity is designed to tangle you. So you can also, when you're in this stuff, ask, how much am I in a synthetic reality, and how much am I in an authentic biotic reality? And one of my favorite shortcuts for this is, what awareness, energy, and frequency can me and my body be to be 1000% in an authentic biotic universe and reality right here, right now, and receive. and just feel your body. Allow yourself to receive your knowingness of it. We're not bringing stuff in. We're just receiving your knowingness of it. We're not bringing anything synthetic to you. So you're like reconnecting to the authentic biotic rather than being in this synthetic reality. And it's the synthetic overlay that's tangly and bindy and has rules and has polarities to it. And just by tracking your thinking and looking at anything that's got a strong polarity to it and strongly gets you to wrestle with the points of view about it, just clear that. Just keep clearing everything about that and keep getting yourself back to an authentic biotic reality. And that makes a huge difference. So the other clearing that you can include here is, what is everything that lures, seduces, binds, anchors, or frequency matches you into any synthetic realities, simulations, or virtual reality worlds? Wow. And everything that is, can we put all that in the pile? Wow, yeah, I choose that. And encapsulate all that in the pile, everything down below, back behind, up above, from way out front, from the left, from the right, everything from inside, outside, everything remaining, all in the pile, I'm doing my computer, and separate all that. And can we shrink all that stuff down to less than nothing? Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, goodbye, vaporize, goodbye, vaporize, goodbye. Resend, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce. Just trying to create null void, 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 null void. Sovereign being, sovereign body, free will universe. Vaporize, goodbye, null void, null void, null void. Wow. Nice. Item 4, focus on your body. Focus on the organic biotic reactions, your organic biotic sensations in your body. And if you want to check something, if you want to check, is this synthetic or is this not, ask body to give you the frequency of something. So you can ask body, what is it like to be happy? And body knows what to do with that, and body will show you what happy feels like. What does it feel like, body, what is it like to be sad? And you can feel that. I should have done it the other way. I'll go back. What is it, body, what is it like to be happy? Okay. And so your body knows those. But if I ask your body, what is it like to be abundance? It's kind of quiet, like, what is it like to be peace? What is it like to be love? Now, in love is different, but love, what is it like to be bliss? What is it like to be delighted? See, body knows delighted. So check it and see, does your body know that frequency? That's your way of checking whether you're engaging concepts that are authentic or not. Just kind of check them. Okay? So that's the easy way on that. So the last one is, when you're clearing, grab both the light and the dark sides of it. And I do something that I call the spectrum clearing, and it's an extrapolation of Gary Douglas's work. And the basic concept here is, you've gotten used to, or if you've gotten used to, either just sticking to one polarity of like, oh, I got to work for the good, or I got to avoid the bad, or I got to do the right, and I got to avoid the wrong, or you're resisting the bad, or you're resisting or defending. Like, there's these actions, that points of view that you take that bind polarity in. So you can be in a polarity of, I'm aligning and agreeing with, or resisting and reacting to something. Yes, this is the right way to be. No, that is not the right way to be. I'm resisting that, and I'm aligning and agreeing with this. You can also be defending for. You can be out there proselytizing. You can be like, this is the right way to be, and this is why it's the right way to be. I'm going to defend for this because I know this is the right way. You can defend against. That is the wrong way to be. You shouldn't be like that. Like, it's a different energy. It's like this strong knowing, and I need to tell other people about it. Righteous 4 is this whole other level. It's like, oh my God, I know this is morally true. And I know this is morally not true. Like this, just this righteous knowing of it. When we grab all of those energies and frequencies, instead of just focusing on one side or the other side of something, like false light has you often just look at the light and not look at the dark. We want to grab all the energies. So let's say I want to clear your points of view around the false light, all of them. So wherever you're aligning and agreeing with the constructs of the false light. Okay, so that's a lot of energies. Where's everywhere that you're, now we're going to add more. We're going to grab a lot of energies at one time. Where's everywhere that you're resisting and reacting to the energies of false light? Wow. And can we put all these energies in the pile? Yeah. And encapsulate all. And where's ever you're defending for the energies of the, or frequencies of the false light? And where's everywhere you're defending against the energies or frequencies of the false light? And can we put all these energies in the pile? Yeah. And encapsulate all those so they can't run away. And what is everywhere? Where's everywhere that you're righteous for the energies of false light? Ugh. And these are often up high, up above, in the God realms. But wherever you feel them. And where's everywhere that you're righteous against the energies of false light? Wow. And can we put all of these in the pile? Yeah. And encapsulate all. And now I'm going to grab everything remaining. So what is everything down below in the pile? Everything from back behind, up above, way out front, from the left, from the right, inside, outside, and everything remaining. And I do, when I'm clearing it, I do the same thing. I may not be quite as big-armed about it, but like I will use my body because I want my body to be involved in clearing too. All in the pile, encapsulate. I'm reminding my body that we're actually grabbing all from everywhere, and then we're clearing it. That's what it does. It's teaching your body, or it's acknowledging the depth at which you're intending to clear, encapsulate, that you're intending to clear this stuff. And so everything that all that stuff is in the pile, can we choose to destroy and create all that? Yeah, I choose that. And I'm going to shrink that down. And rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy and create, make null, void, null, void, null, void, null, void, null, void, null, void. Sovereign being, sovereign body, free will, universe, vaporize, signify, vaporize, signify, vaporize, signify, vaporize. And vaporize. And liquefy is basically we're just willing something to turn to liquid. It just melts. Melty. Liquid. Liquefy. Okay, so those are the basic concepts of the clearing. There's a link in the book if you want a recording that goes even more in depth of this process for clearing that I call the spectrum clearing. So those are the basic concepts. Pretty much being aware of things is going to give you the capacity to clear things. And the rest of it is just redundancy of recognizing it and intending to clear it, tending to let go of it, and kicking all these energies out of your body. If you've been in engaging New Age paradigm for an extended number of years, you may have had a variety of things move in, and it may take you a while to clear them all out. It's like your house becomes this very large multi-dwelling apartment complex, and all these energies move in. You'll have whole universes of things move into your body, and like there's no room for you, and you just keep clearing that stuff out. You just keep clearing the stuff out, and you keep clearing the stuff out, and your ongoing intention builds your willpower, and you'll take back your body, and you'll get this stuff out. And if you can't, contact me or become part of the Be Your Brilliance program, and we will keep working with you to keep clearing this stuff. The more you keep focusing on it, the more you will get this stuff out of your body. So it's not impossible. It only feels impossible. That's part of the mind fuck that they do with you. So that was our review. So I'd encourage you to, in any of these programs, feel free to go back and re-listen. Also, if you have not yet downloaded the ebook, there is all kinds of juicy stuff in the book that didn't necessarily make it into the videos. And there's stuff in the videos that didn't make it into the book. But if you have not yet downloaded this, click the link below and make sure that you download the ebook that goes with it. It's very large, lots of cool stuff in there. In our next program, program 4, we start looking at relationships and love and kind of the way all of this gets tangled through that whole paradigm of relationships and love that's been propagated on the planet. So lots more juicy stuff to come. We'll catch you in the next program. Woo!